Candidates, we're going to take a few, go down the line and do a few questions. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pose a question to you. If you would take, Tom will be setting aside a minute for them to answer that question. And then we'd like to know if you have a different opinion, if you, or if you really have a comment you feel that you need to add. What we're specifically looking for is there something different that you feel about an answer that's been given, to try and give people an opportunity just to kind of see differences between opinions among you. All right, let's go ahead and we'll start down here at this end. Let's start out with how do you feel about commercial development coming into the area, Daryl? Is it something that you feel we should be strongly promoting? Is it something we should be battling against? What's your opinion on it?
Well, my opinion is under the current model that we work on, sales tax revenue is the engine of the city. It drives it. So we need commercial and retail development in order to raise sales tax to operate a city. Although, from my experience on the Wildomar Mac, the people of this community do not want to become an urban type situation. For that reason, I think that we have to have a unique balance between the retail, commercial, and housing. Thank you.
Did anyone have a differing opinion or something that you felt that you wanted to add to what Daryl had to say? Yes, Bob?
Yes, of course we want that commercial development. Perhaps not every potential commercial development. I don't know if I want car auto lots here, but we do need the development because that's what's going to provide us with the funding for making this a good city.
Anyone else want to comment? Bridget?
But with development right now, if you wanted to say that you did not like a certain development committee, you have to take the day off work and drive down to Riverside and tell the supervisor requester your opinion. Now with cityhood, the meetings will be at night, or you can contact your local representatives and give their opinion there instead of driving to Riverside.
Marcia, did you review that?
Well, the tax dollars will come in from commercial. There's also some things we need as residents here. We need to look to see what you guys want to have, some services here where we don't have to go spend our money in our neighboring cities. We want it here, we want our money here, and we want the service here for the people.
Okay. Yes, Roger?
Yeah, there are things that we don't have and we still need. So if anybody knows somebody who runs coin-operated laundries, this town really needs one. My wife gets a thick quilt and she can't get it into hers. I got to take it over to Ellison or Miriam somewhere.
All right. Roger, the second question is for you. Assuming for a moment that Wildomar does become a city and that you've made your stance on that very public, what would your feeling be about contracting with the county for emergency fire services? If it does become a city and you're elected, how would you feel about that relationship?
I think that's definitely the way to start out, and it's probably the way to continue, but we'll get a good look at available opportunities. Same likewise with the police station. We'll start with the county and then go on and look from there. I'll let you all know that if you want cityhood, then I'm behind you all the way for let's do it and let's have fun, whatever. But keep in mind that we're doing all right, maybe we don't need it.
Okay. Anyone wanted to share different? Tim?
Yeah, with contract services, I mean, I think we all heard that. We've been in meetings with, we've all been at some of the meetings with Captain Featherhoff also. With contract services, Wildomar will be such a much better place to live, and with more with more services, emergency services. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Steve.
If Wildomar does not incorporate, the county on the books already has everything in place to put in a new fire station. So the question of whether we're going to get a fire station or not doesn't depend on cityhood at all. It just depends on whether the city is going to pay for it or the county is going to pay for it.
Okay. Cheryl?
Yeah, they have it on the books, but they also have about 30 other projects on the books, and I saw the order of those books, and guess what? If we don't advocate, we're not going to get that fire station right away in 09, 010. So I'm up at the county every week advocating for the community, and I will continue to do so, whether we incorporate or not.
Bob, did you have a comment?
Just that our fiscal analysis services, so we will be having them. And looking at contract services in cities around us, I see there seems to be a definite advantage to it because you get to select what you want to buy.
There are a couple of candidates that are not convinced that cityhood is in the best interest of Wildomar right now. Could I ask this question by a show of hands? If Wildomar becomes a city, initially, how many of you would be in favor of negotiating a contract with the county for police and for fire if it does in fact become a city? Okay, all right, thank you. The next one, Bridget, in 15 years, I'm sorry? A short-term contract, all right.
Same with trash collection. None of them 10-year contracts are going to bind us clear in the future, though.
Okay.
That's a competition.
Bridget, 15 years ago, Temecula and Murrieta both had about 25 to 26,000, and so we kind of see the analogy of where we're at right now. In 15 years, there's a fairly high likelihood that we may not be as large as Murrieta or Temecula, but there's going to be a lot more people here. What would you like for Wildomar to be similar to those cities, and what would you like to be different from those cities? As you look at them and see our growth in the future, what strikes you as, man, that was really good, or no, I don't really like that aspect of it?
I really like Temecula's Old Town area with the wooden planks, the sidewalks that you walk on, and I really do like their theater. And that is something I would definitely like to see in Wildomar is a community center for our residents, that we would be able to put on some theater and maybe some music shows. I do not want to be, what I don't like about some of the areas is the growth and all the traffic. I would like to maintain Wildomar's rural, but I would like a downtown area where we can, an old town area where we can come together and meet and enjoy a Sunday afternoon.
Does anyone else want to share something that you see in Murrieta that you think we ought to, Murrieta or Temecula, that we ought to pursue or that we ought to really try and avoid? Harv?
I'd like to see lower density than those cities. I think they've overdone it and done it too quickly. I think we can provide a higher level of services and better roads, higher level of public safety and that sort of stuff. Maybe some restaurants and some better shopping, some high quality.
I feel hungry right now, Harv. Steve?
Regarding commercial development, what's happened in the past is our general plan has changed in regards to taking commercial development and converting it to high-density residential. And I don't know if that's such a good thing, because what it does is it puts people in a more compact space and also requires more services.
Well, I think it's probably a time to also mention the fact that it might be nice if some parts of Wildomar had open spaces still in them, and there was some rural aspect where you could have large animals or other things like that.
Daryl?
I'd like to see, like Temecula has done, I'd like to see more parks in our community. They're willing to even pay for them, as described by their deputy general manager. I think that would be a great asset to our community.
Cheryl?
The city of Temecula, the staff and the council has worked well together. Because of that, they've been able to move forward in a positive manner. Since they've been incorporated, there's been a few quirks, but for the most part, they all respect each other and they work together, both staff and council. They're totally different in this community. They weren't in the beginning, they are now. I'm hearing from the residents they would like to maintain the lifestyle we have here. It's all about balance and quality development and revenue enhancement.
Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. Anyone else wanted to comment quickly on that one? No.